Hey lovelies, sending you heaps of love wherever you are right now. I wanted to talk about the risks involved with inaction, particularly at the moment. So I'm even noticing with the people that I'm talking to and in myself too, because we're in such a highly changing and highly triggering environment, there's this tendency to freeze and to stop and to get lost in inaction. This creates stagnation in the body, in the energy fields, and we start to feel stuck, we start to feel heavy, we start to feel slow. And I just wanted to explore what's happening when we get to that stagnated state and how to sort of break away and chip away at that state bit by bit. So when we register that there's stresses, so when there's stresses in our environment or stresses in our life, things that are creating hyperactivity in the nervous system, we feel the tendency of fight and flight. We also feel a tendency of overwhelm and freeze. Now this shows up differently for everyone, but if there's an accumulation of fight and flight, of triggers of hyper awareness or hypersensitivity in the nervous system, we can only really get to a point where we freeze with overwhelm, because there's so many things unprocessed, so many things unsaid, unheard, and not dealt with, that our body simply says, I can't take any more. I can't actually store any more of this for you. When we go into stagnation, in Chinese medicine, this is relating to the liver qi. So when the liver qi stagnates, we get irritability, frustration, we sigh a lot, we get a strange feeling that feels like tiredness. But you'll notice that whenever you move a little bit, whenever you physically move or move energy around your body, you feel better. So the liver really relates to the nervous system. And in order to keep the nervous system flowing, which means the liver can dictate where the energy goes around your body and keeping everything in flow, we really need that movement. Now that movement can also relate to action of any kind. It's dealing with things. It's taking action towards things that are too big or overwhelming or we're scared of. But if we don't take action, the list just starts compiling up. And all of a sudden, we don't know where to take action because the list is too big. Sometimes when there's a huge amount in the emotional world that needs to be dealt with and hasn't been, we can move the body in order to free up the liver qi so that we can find solutions for the emotional problems. It all works as one big system. So if we need to move towards a goal, if we need to deal with something in our relationships, we can actually hack the system a little bit and move the physical body so that we create that energy flow and that action. It doesn't also need to be traditionally in the form of exercise. You can move energy with breath work as well. I'll just wait for this loud noise. You can move energy with breath work as well. So for someone that's physically depleted and tired, it doesn't mean you need to go for a run when your energy stores are low. You could do breath work, which moves the breath and the energy around quickly. Singing is an amazing way to move energy in the body. You can also simply stretch the body or start to compile action steps for you to manage and organize where the movement and the action needs to come from. And I'll share with you a tool that my father actually gave me. So when you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, stuck, when you're freezing up, and in that freeze state, you're usually pretty confused. Like, I don't even know what the trigger was this time. I don't even know what I need to deal with anymore. grab a pen and paper and write everything that's stressing you out on the piece of paper, just like a list. I call this Dad's list. Write everything down, every single little thing, doesn't matter how big or small it is. So you have a list. You might have 20 things on your list, you might have 150, doesn't matter. And then next to that list, you go down again with your pen and you ask yourself the question, can I do anything about this right now? If the answer is no, if that issue is actually out of your control, cross it off the list. Get rid of it. There's nothing you can do about it, so you may as well cross it off and move on to the next thing. If there is something you can do about it, you can put an action step next to that place on the list. So for example, if something on the list says, I'm worried about the health of the world, can I do anything about that? Not really at this point. Cross it off, right? Just cross it off. If something on the list is, I'm overwhelmed because the house is so dirty, okay, there's something you can do about that. Put a tick next to it and write a small action step. It might be just tidy the bedroom or just clean the bathroom, just one room. Say on your list you have, I've got to do my taxes, right? It's creating stress, it's overdue, it's in the back of your mind. What can you do about that? Okay, I can get out all my files and place them on the floor and get ready. I don't have to think about doing the whole procedure. I can simply get ready. Or maybe your action step is, I can send an email to my accountant and let him know that I'm preparing. So what you end up at the end of this process is a lot of things crossed out that your mind can see and can also put into a folder that says nothing we can do about it, let's put them away. And then you have a whole list of action steps to get the energy moving towards where you're trying to grow. So I wanted to say that this is happening across the board as well. I'm feeling my own stagnation. I am feeling a tendency for inaction, but every time I do, I check in with my guides and they say, keep going, keep going, keep going, just move, just keep going, progress. Just do a little bit towards everything every day. And I honor that completely, and it's got me through what seems to be this tendency of freezing. If you've accumulated many unprocessed emotions, or if there's many conversations left unsaid, just chip away at that experience. Because as I said in my previous videos, that accumulation of unprocessed emotions and undealt with things in your life can lead to a mental health pattern that they put an umbrella over called anxiety, depression, or something like that. So we have to start moving, taking action, and feeling everything that our body is storing so that we can come back into alignment, body, mind, and soul. If the mind is going too quickly all the time, but yet we are not stopping to feel and process and take action, then the mind will keep on running faster and faster and it'll get noisier, and the body will get slower because it's storing all the unprocessed stuff. Now that can manifest as stagnation, like I said. It can also manifest as people literally getting heavier. Their bodies start to get denser. They feel heavy, as if they're walking through mud all the time. And in stagnation, we can get brain fog as well. But what also happens in this polarity is we can't access our higher self or our intuition. We can't access the spiritual realms because the mind is running on empty and the body is too heavy. That action and that invigoration of chi and blood is what helps us to come back into alignment. There's nothing you have to do to come back into alignment. You will get there naturally if we prevent the situations that stop us from going back to that natural tendency. So we don't have to put in the effort to go into alignment. We just have to move and take action and deal with and feel the things that come up so our body can stay in alignment. It is our natural place that we sit. It's what we go back to, because we will always sync with nature and we will always come back into alignment, because that's what our body and our mind and our soul wants, and that's where we're most comfortable. So where we are moving out of that alignment is what we have to be aware of, and we can use different hacks and tips to get us back in there. So if there's something that you haven't taken action on and you know you should, if the list of things that have not been dealt with is getting very long, grab a pen and paper and do Dad's list. Start taking small actions. Don't worry about the big goal and the big things that you have to do. Just take little steps all the time and keep on moving forward. If you're not sure where to take action or what the problem is, move the energy around your body and see if that helps to clarify things. Keep moving until you feel, there it is. Until you feel the breath change and the nervous system change and the diaphragm open up. That's when we can feel chi and blood is moving and clarity is coming. So I hope that resonates with you all, and all the best in taking action. I understand that things are intense and stressful at this time, so keep on moving towards where you want to go. Know that your body will come back into alignment if you just start moving and taking action towards the life that you want. And please comment and share this video as much as you like, and reach out if you're in need of further assistance taking those actions. All right, I love you all. Thanks so much.